Yo, yo, yo. What is up, people? Welcome back to the stream. Hope you guys are doing good today. Yeah, so today we're going to be continuing these Erra songs. And today we're going to start on Crimson, which is one of the songs I wrote for Erra back in the day. I was spending the morning kind of getting the session ready and kind of relearning a little bit of the song, so I can kind of go through the Midi and know what I'm doing, how to program it. Yo, Alan, probably can't hang because I'm getting that bread. But good luck to you in the stream. Crimson goes hard. Thanks, man. Thanks for popping in. I'll probably be on stream for a little while today, getting a lot of this guitar Midi programmed in. So I do have most of the session already kind of mapped out. I have all the tracks. So I do have the Midi or I do have the tabs for all the Augment songs. So it was really easy for me to just export the Midi and put them where they go. So I do have the piano track, synth, drums. I did not have the bass. The bass for some reason wasn't on the tabs. So I have to do the bass pretty much by ear. But I do have the leads and the rhythms, so we should be good on that. I don't have much of it programmed, but we're going to work through this actually, just programming guitars and making sure it's right. But I'll let you hear what it sounds like so far. Keep in mind the Midi doesn't have many key switches on it yet, so it still sounds a little weird right now, but that's what we're going to work on today. It's getting those key switches and making sure everything sounds right. But I'll let you hear it so far. It's going to be loud, just warning you. Pretty much where I left off, kind of getting some of the Midi worked on, but we're going to work through that right now actually. So the beginning of the track, I think in the original, this was actually like this main lead or whatever was going, it's sort of like a stereo lead. So let me make sure we're okay. Yeah, we're not lined up perfectly. Okay, now we are. At least for programming, we're lined up. Okay, so that first part. Okay, so in the original, I can't remember how I tracked it because I can't remember how I tracked it because there's multiple ways to play that part. You can play it right here. Or you can play it right here. Or you can play it right here. What I'm thinking when we tracked it, I played it up here because the beginning riff starts off like. So, but I don't know. I can't remember if we tracked that separately and it was like. It sounds like it's on thinner strings, so it might be here. Yeah, we might do this one. Yeah. Because that that first string. Personally, my favorite Erra song. What do you mean? One that I wrote, or one like in general, just favorite Erra song? Because honestly, it's hard, man. I like a lot of them, so I'm not sure which one would be my favorite. Okay, so I think so. In order to get that dialed in, we're gonna do 4-string. So that's gonna be on the 5th string, and that's gonna be MIDI channel 3, and that's 4, MIDI channel 4, and that's MIDI channel 5. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to change the velocity layers for these notes. Nope. Let's change it to 83. That's going to be MIDI channel 3, 4. I did think about setting up my MIDI channels with my little quick buttons over here, but I didn't have enough time today. I usually have some quick buttons here where it will let me change my MIDI note channels and velocities and all that stuff. It's much easier to work with Axure, but I didn't have time to set it up today. I need to set it up again. I forgot how to do it actually, so I have to look it up. Okay, so that was a lead actually. So we're gonna take that copy and we're gonna put that in the lead channel. So I'm pretty sure, yeah, pretty sure that was a lead. Oops, wrong spot. Alright, it starts right here, and we're going to do sustain alt pick. Alright, and then we're going to take this one off, because it's only on the left guitar, I think, or right guitar, I can't remember. But we need it to be on both guitars. And this is where the riff starts. I wonder if we change the velocity layer on that to all soft notes. Pickup is actually on the wrong pickup, so we're gonna change that to the bridge pickup. And obviously there's got to be some more effect on there, so we'll do that in the mixing stage. In general, my favorite Erra song is anything that Alan writes today. Thank you, Rainquill. It's going good, right? Favorite Erra song? I don't know. I don't want to, you know, be biased or whatever, but I kind of like my favorites that I've ever written. I think is going to be Spirits Away and Isolation Blue. Those are two of my favorites that I've written. In general, songs that I didn't write, I do like Scorpion Hymn Prometheus, and the one track off of their new record, Lucid Threshold. Yeah, that's the one. That's the all the tracks that I think stand out the most to me out of everything they've done. But yeah, it's going good, man. Just trying to get this this Midi programmed in. All right, we'll move on to the main riff. Okay, we'll work on that main one. So I'm going. Yeah, I think the tabs were wrong. The tabs went up to. All right, might be right. But that's how we're going to program it. So we'll start with the first note. All right, so it's going to be a slide into that next note, which will be a tap. Or we could slide into it. But then we won't be able to do 4 strings because we don't have 4 strings for the slide key switches. I don't know. It depends on how I want to do it, how I want to program it. And the third note is going to be palm muted. So we'll do palm mute alt pick. And that note's going to be sustain. And then at the end of that note, we're going to have a release noise right here. I don't know if it should be out that far, that note. Maybe a 64th note shorter. Yeah, I think that works. And then we're going to do that 64th note thing again right here. Actually, it's 2 64th notes. Alright, copy and paste this. Alright, 64th note. Right here. Release noise. Crimson's my second favorite song off Augment. So good. Thank you. What's your first? Glad to hear that everything's going well. I gotta tell you, you doing these sessions, it makes it very impressive, learning a lot. Cool, man. Yeah. That's another reason I'm doing these, is to show you guys how to program guitar MIDI, because I know it's a little daunting to some people, and especially for people that don't know how to play guitar. This will help you learn how I go about playing guitar or programming guitar, because I program it very much like I play it. So, and I think that's a big issue with people who program MIDI guitar, is when they're programming, they're not really thinking about like how a guitar player would actually play things. Like, for instance, going from that slide right there. So when someone's programming it, they're going to program it with like alt picks. They're going to go, and that's not how it goes. So little subtle things like that, knowing like when a note is a tap or hammer on pull off or slide, those make a big difference. And it makes your MIDI sound a lot more realistic too. I think we're gonna go palm mute here, maybe. Yeah, right there, maybe. Yeah, that's the palm mute. Yep, perfect. And then it's palm mute all the way back up until. Here and right here. There we go. And then we repeat. And that whole section is done pretty much. And then we got to do some bends right there. You got to put those release noises at the end of those stops there. And that's another thing, is making sure you get those release noises. Rebirth, I love the whole album, but those two really stand out for me. Nice, dude. Yeah, we did Rebirth earlier. It sounded really good, man. I'm definitely planning on doing some playthroughs for those, like legit ones. But we're working through the songs right now, and then I'll worry about doing the actual playthroughs for those when we're done. When we're done with all the songs. Right there. We need a release noise. And then one right here. Stuff today. It's kind of hard to play. Okay, so that next one is a slide. So sustain. And then palm mute. And then sustain again. We can go ahead and do the bend for that one, which is going to be something like this. So nope, something more like this actually. I think we gotta put another point here. Let me zoom in. I'm gonna move that over just a hair. Almost. I think we're... Copy that, paste it right here. It's hard to tell where I should put that. I don't know what's exactly in key. That looks about right. Alright, I'm gonna put a release noise at the end of that note. see what this sounds like with forced strings. Alright. That's going to be the 6th string. Or MIDI channel 6, actually. And then 5. No, 6 still. And then 5. And then 4. Yeah, that already sounds better to me. There's just a certain tonality with 4 strings that just sounds more real. Hi, such a bummer I'm missing Crimson. I have to go to work. Just want to say I'll watch on YouTube. Yeah, dude, it's gonna be there's gonna be a replay later, so you can always check it out on the YouTube or Twitch. Mainly YouTube is where I keep all my replays at, though. All right, let's just go ahead and change these channels from 6. And both of those are 4, actually. Is that 4? Yep. That one is the last string, and that one is 3, and that one is 4. That one's 5. MIDI channel 5. That's 6. Both of those are 4. That's 5. And this one is 6. Alright. I could just copy and paste that instead of doing all that all over again. So as you can see, it sounds a lot better with 4 strings. Sounds just a little bit more natural. Alright, is that... Yeah, that's the stain. Alright, let's hear it in the mix. What's up? Ramon, what is up, buddy? Voice is a little quiet? Okay. Let me see if I can turn it up just a hair. Hello, hello, check, check, check. Are we good now? Voice nice and loud. How you been, Ramon? It's been a while, man. sounds a lot better. I think music needs to come down a bit. Yeah, I've got my master on actually right now, dude. I can turn the master off or disable some stuff so it's not so loud. Let me see. Let me see what I can do. Let's see. I can turn off ozone and bus glue. Let's see. Been alright, dude. How have you been? Been good, dude. Been good. Just been grinding on Axure stuff and try my best to do, you know, content. Although I hate doing content, but you know, in today's climate, man, you got to be a freaking internet clown to be relevant. So just paying my dues, man. Yeah, dude. I've been seeing you release stuff, dude. You're still going strong, releasing music, man. That's good to see. It's good to see that you're still releasing music, writing stuff, collaborating with people. I don't know how you're streaming, but I'd imagine there's a way to just adjust the or lower the DAW output. Actually, yeah. You know what? You're right, man. I'm just going to do that instead because I kind of like the master being on. So what we're going to do is we're just going to lower that output of the DAW. Let's see. All right. We're at 7.5. Let's do... What's this sound like? Is that better? Is that better, guys? Let me know. I hate doing content as well. Been super lazy with it. Yeah, dude, it's a grind, man. I'm tired of the grind, but you got to do it, you know, in order to keep going and staying relevant. It kind of sucks, but it's just the way it is. It's the way she goes. But I can promise you this: I will not use AI, and I will not make myself into an AI. Whatever character in order to release more content. I'm just going to do it the old-fashioned way. Okay, I think that's good. If that's good with you guys, the level. Both of those are on 6. And that's on 5. And that's going to be on 4. On 5. You're the best, guys. I'd lower the DAW a little bit more. Okay. Well, actually, I have it set to a certain level so that whenever I'm playing along to it, that it blends the guitar volume with the DAW. So, I mean, for now, for the time being, I guess I could lower it. But whenever I get back, when I get to playing along with the music, I guess I'll I'll make it a little adjusted to how I had it. I think also the fact that my mic is kind of far away from my face right now, that's like probably not making it where you can hear my voice and the audio around the same volume. Or not 6th string, but 5th string, MIDI channel 6. 6, 5, 4, 5. Perfect. There we go. Now we're all 4 stringed out. The reason I do this, guys, is I'll show you real quick. Because when we're all said and done with this, this will all be able to be read back on Axure in, what do we drop? Okay, standard, no, we're in, yeah, standard A sharp, okay. No, we're in drop A, we're in drop A. That is why I'm doing 4 strings, so that by the end of this, whenever I provide you guys with the MIDI for all this stuff, you will have the correct way that we played these songs back in the day. That is if you own Axure and you want like exact representation of how we played it on guitar. So you'll get the MIDI, and then all you do is you change your tuning in Axure to drop A, which is the tuning that we're in, and you'll see the notes pop up. Sup Zane, but I feel you do content grind really sucks. I've just been releasing stuff and hoping for the best. Yo, what's up, Scat? Yeah, man. It's hard, dude. It's hard, especially when you've got other things in life, like a family and like a home to maintain. And like, and what I mean by that is, like, yesterday I had to like cut the grass. I was planning on streaming, but I had to fix my car and I had to cut my grass. And now I have to hire a guy to do some more landscaping because I just can't do it. You know, I don't have enough time to devote to everything. So I'm going to have to pay somebody to do my yard work, which I do not want to do, but I have to save time, you know. I don't know how to down pick fast in some parts without getting my arm tired, or I guess my technique is not sufficient or efficient enough. Dude, yeah, that just takes practice over time, man. Just, like, are you trying to like tremolo pick? Or are you trying to like just down pick everything? I don't know. Down picking is really hard if you're trying to do that fast. but alternate picking, you know, and really like tensing up. That's what helps me, is when I tense up a little bit on my palm area, I can get quicker. But not too tense where you're straining, you know, just more of like a light tense. What's the meaning behind the name Axure, by the way? Okay. So Azure is the name for the color blue, right? And I have a blue guitar. And axe is another name for guitar. You know, like, oh, check out my axe, you know, so I just combine the two. Axure. Blue guitar. It's that simple, dude. And it sounded cool at the time when we were thinking about the name for it. It was just, you know, blue guitar, Axure. Do you gain stage with MIDI instruments like Axure? And if so, how? Yeah, a little bit. Right now I have, let's see, let's look at the settings. I'm turning up my input at 5 right now because sometimes the DI is a little low when I reamp. So this is why I have it at 5. So input at 5. But at the same time, I want both guitars to kind of sit in the mix well. So I got my, well, I did before, but my actual track was at -3. But I'm sitting here at 0 dB, which is just dead, you know, even for both guitars. But when I get to the mixing stage, I'll move that up and down. Yeah, you definitely don't want to hit the red. That's the best I can say for that. Just don't hit the red, man. And a good a good wave form for, you know, your guitars is something like, let me see if I can find it. It's in a different song. Yeah, right. Right here. Oh. So this is what my guitars look like DI, straight up DI. You want them to be like pretty even in the middle, you know, because when your waveforms are like peaking way at the top of your tracks like that, that's how you know you're just too hot. So I would stay somewhere around like that, you know, making sure you can see the waveforms of your guitars, but not like it's like blown out. See how these palm mutes right here, right there, you can see the peaks of the palm, like when I hit the, you can see when I hit those peaks right there, they kind of get pretty wide there, and you want to account for that. So when you're tracking, just make sure to record yourself first, DI, and see where your palm mutes are sitting. And if they're like blown out all the way on the edges of your track, that's how you know you got to turn down a little bit. But somewhere around there, that's probably rule of thumb. That's just how I do it, at least. I don't know anything about music or guitar. I just do it. So if you're learning from me, you're learning from somebody that's still figuring stuff out too. I just have a lot of experience under my belt with it. But I love learning, man. I'm learning every day. I never did it. I always used the DAW faders. Yeah. Yeah, you could use the DAW faders. I mean, but your input going into your DAW is different than your track volume, because your track volume is just going to control whatever you recorded into your interface. So your gain staging actually starts at your interface whenever you're dialing in like how hot your signal is. And like I said with the waveforms a minute ago, that's where you want to be, pretty much somewhere in the middle. And definitely not hitting the red. If your interface has like a little meter on it that goes up to like green, yellow, and red, don't hit the red. Yellow is fine. All right, let's see where we are on this. Okay. I think we're fine there. And then I did a little bit of work on the rhythms, but I didn't get too far with it, so. Trying to remember how I played it. Is that part alternate or down picking? Oh, this? I'm down picking that when I recorded it. Because it would sound pretty dumb if you did. I don't know. For me, I just use my best judgment with what part should be down picked or alternate picked. But that, if you're having like a driving part and it's pretty slow, I would just do down picks for something like that. And then if it gets any faster than that, you know, 16th notes, I would do alternate picking. Let's see the Midi on that. Okay, this is where I left off right here during this little sort of transition. Okay, that's the second guitar actually part, but I know it, so that would be sustained downstroke, and then we'll put a tap there since this is like a slide into a note. But I do have slides on Axure, it's just sometimes I don't use them because I'm doing 4-string right now, so 4-string doesn't have slides, and that's why I'm doing the tap right there instead of a slide. But I could do a slide there. Let's see what a slide sounds like. Slide up slow. Yeah, it sounds fine, but okay, so that's palm muted. I need to move that back. That palm mute all the way right here. But we won't do a slide there. We'll do a sustain alt pick. see what's happening there. So, fourth string, not fourth. Keep getting them confused. That's fourth as well. That note is the last string. That is 3. And then that is going to be 110, 84, 6. It's going to be hammer on pull off sort of thing. That's all going to be on that string. Same note, different string. It's going to be on 5. It's going to be on 3, and that's going to be on 2. Key switches are not in, so it sounds really funny right now. All right, 6. To add in that extra note at the end, that third string. Goodness gracious, that sounds weird. It's all MIDI straight from Guitar Pro. So I'm having to reset all the velocity layers and all that good stuff. Last night I started to work on a new mix template and use the plugin outputs. Probably should change that then. Yeah, definitely scat. Definitely. I would just make sure like what's going into your, if you're using real instruments, just if whatever's going into your interface, you gain stage there first, and then you can. There's multiple stages of gain staging, but yeah, at the source is the most important. That way you're not like blowing out your signal like at the source, and then you have something good and clean to work with, and then you can just mix from there. But yeah, set your levels like I said, and then definitely don't want to be hitting the red. I think I hear that most people don't like. They would like at least 6 dB, 8 to 8 dB of headroom. really. I don't know. A lot of people are different. The goat is back. Your videos have got me playing guitar again. I've been slacking. Dude, that's awesome to hear, man. That's cool, man. Glad you're playing guitar again. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so I'm taking some of these out. Yeah, there we go. Alright. I gotta do this to the other guitar as well. Alright, channel 7, channel. This would be so much easier if I had my macros set up. Yo, what's up? I'm on it. I'm on it. I started on the wrong note. I just relearned how to play this today, guys. Yeah, I'll play through it later. Okay, the other guitar needs to be fixed on that part. Right there. Yeah, this part. That's 4. 2. fix these velocity layers. It's all going to be on 4. Three, 2. Sounding better. All right, velocity. 6, 7. Okay. Oops, skipped ahead. Crimson scatters near the roots of the last soldier. I love this song. Oh, dude, that's one of my favorite parts. You're talking about the lyrics during that part. Did you ever record in DI and then add the effects and then add the effects? Yes, of course. I always record DIs. If I'm going to do real guitar, always record DI, man, because I don't like baking in a tone, because sometimes, you know, you find yourself tweaking tones a lot. At least I do, and I don't like being stuck on like a solid tone. So I'll just track DI and reamp a billion times until I find a tone I like, and then add effects later. And that's what's cool about working with the Midi too, is because in the end, this Midi is just DI. So you can reamp it however you want. And it sounds like this. Yeah. It's pretty much just DI. And right now I'm using Amplitude 5, which is basically Tone X. So that's my Tone X tone for all of these Erra tone presets that I'm doing. I really like the Tone X tone, or it's the Amplitude 5 tone that I got for this. But they all sound pretty similar, the Helix and Quad Cortex and stuff. So, because I got them to sort of sound all pretty much the same, you know, for cohesiveness. Whenever you guys go to try out these tones, this part is like taken off to space. Let me see if I got the. I'm not sure if I got the 4 strings on this part. Let me double check it. Nope, we're not in drop B anymore. We're in drop A. Okay. Okay, cool. So we are 4 stringing it until we get to this part. So that's that main chugging part. So I like to turn the first string up because that's the first string you hit, and then the second string is not going to be hit as hard, so I like to go down on my velocity layer to the second velocity layer, which is 84. Starts at 84. And then this one will probably stay at 84 as well. And then this one, it's an emphasizing note, so I like to turn that one up to 110. And then now I got to put the string. So note channel 7 is the top string, low string. Midi channel 6 is the string below that. And then so forth and so on. So then 5 and then 4. And then you'll see that chord pop up in there like so. It's not going to sound right just yet because I still have to take some of the hits out. Okay. What? I thought I just did that. double check I'm on the right one. Did I not put those? I did. Oh, I might be doing the other one. It's probably this one. Oh, it did the first one. Okay. What is reamping? Reamping is basically when you run your signal through your amp modeler or your amp, and you record your tones with like a real amp through like a microphone or something like that. But I also do it with the Quad Cortex Helix or the Axifex. I just send the signal out to one of those units, and then it puts those tones on it instead of a clean DI. So that way I can like tweak tones on the Quad Cortex or whatever, and if it doesn't sound right, I could just redo it over and over because I have the DI for it, and I don't need to sacrifice, the DI. So, or I have this amp here, it's a 5150 or it's a 6505, but sometimes I'll reamp with that. I'll put a SM57 on the cab down there and just run the signal. It's kind of complicated how the routing is, but you pretty much just route the signal from your DAW to the head, but you have to make sure the head is plugged up to a cab or you'll mess up your head. And then just put a mic on there, and the mic will be recording on like, your input 1 or input 2 or whatever. And then you just run that through while the song plays or the track plays, and it'll record whatever tone you set on your real amp. It's kind of I didn't explain it that well just now, but that's basically in a nutshell what reamping is. That chord is a little tricky. Or it's actually palm muted right there. It's a weird open chord palm mute. Or it's not open chord, but the top string's open. I love that part, dude. Because the coolest thing about this song I wrote specifically because I like when two guitars do something different. Like left guitar is playing a different riff and right guitar is playing a different riff, and they're both like kind of harmonizing with each other in a weird way, but they're not playing the same thing. I love guitar parts like that, and this whole song is full of that. If you really dissect like what's going on with these guitars, and you'll see that like one guitar is going the the other one's going. But when you add them together, they sound really cool. Let me see if I can find that part. I think it's coming up actually. Okay, the MIDI is not programmed at all, so it sounds really dumb, but you get the point. Yeah, I still gotta put the key switches in there, but it sounds really silly. But you know what I'm saying. In stereo, sound stunning. Thank you. Are you leaving scat, man? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Nah, it's cool, man, if you gotta go. I understand. Thanks for dropping in, man. Thanks for dropping in, man. Let me double check this. I don't think I put 4 strings on these. I'm gonna go ahead and put the 4 string on those so I don't forget. Okay. So let's. So that's going to be a tap. It's the next one. Third note's a palm mute, and then back to sustain. Six. It's gonna be 5. It's 5 as well. Both of those are gonna be 6. That's gonna be 5, 4. 4. 6. 3, 2. Yes, when the band drops out right before the breakdown might be my favorite part of the whole album. Thanks, dude. Yeah, I like that part. When I wrote that part, hold on. When I wrote that part, I was like, I was like, I need to write something really cool, so when we play this song live, I can go crazy, and not have to play something crazy. Because we're usually playing like all over the place stuff. So I really wanted to write a cool breakdown to play live, and this was like my favorite one that I wrote. But I never got to play it live. I never got to play this song with the band live. I don't think. I can't remember. I don't think I did, though. I want to down tune to A sharp, but my main Ibanez has a floating bridge, and fine tuning it is such a pain. Dude, I don't blame you, man. Those Floyd Rose bridges and all that kind of locking stuff, man, I don't mess with that, dude. I try not to, at least. So, yeah. Definitely don't blame you for not wanting to tune down. A sharp is good, though. It feels good. For a 6-string, I think it's like the lowest you can go without it feeling too slinky, in my opinion. If you go any lower than this, it starts to feel kind of weird, even with thick strings. I think that's the reason why we played in this tuning. Because you get pretty low without feeling weird. And for 7-string, drop G sharp, I think. Yeah, A flat, G sharp. I think that's the lowest I'll go in 7-string. Do you think you'll perform live again, as in being in a band? Yeah, I'm in a band with my wife. And we probably will play live again one day. I don't know about anytime soon, but we definitely plan on playing shows again one day. And we are actually writing for our second full length right now. And I do have another project that I'm in. And also, I'm kind of, sort of, we're talking about it, but me, Garrison, and Adam are talking about maybe a small, tiny project. Maybe. We'll see. But wouldn't that be crazy to have like a little project that's like the other members of Erra? That'd be wild. I think that's what I was playing there. These notes need to ring out over each other. I'm not sure if that's the right. Erra 2.0. I just let on Audible. Ooh. Yeah, Erra 2.0. Nah, I don't know what it would sound like, because like Garrison's really into this band called Throne, and I'm not. And I mean, not that they suck or anything. It's just like it's hardcore, like straight up hardcore, like really heavy, like beat down hardcore kind of type of stuff. And I'm just not into that. But Garrison was like really like pushing for that type of sound. I'm like, I don't know, man. You guys know me. I'm like straight up, like just metalcore, progressive metalcore type stuff. But we may try to incorporate like some really heavy stuff. I don't know. I can't really write heavy. I'm not good at writing heavy. Jesse's the heavy guy. I'm the melodic guy. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what we can come up with. But it's definitely not going to sound like Throne. And then the last note is palm mute. So I think we're going to do sustain. And then the last note is palm muted. And then it starts over. Okay, I see what I did. I did something wrong there. Something's happening right here. We're gonna get rid of those notes. Okay, yeah, we had 2 dead notes. Yeah, that's definitely sounds really weird with all it being picked. It's not like it's not like that. It's like, we're gonna put those key switches in there. That'd be sick. Garrison is still my favorite vocalist. Awesome, man. Dude, Garrison's stoked about like hearing about all the stuff you guys have been saying because he's not really on social media. So he's kind of like living through me with the social media. I'll send him like screenshots of like things you guys are saying and how stoked everyone is, and he's like, "Oh, that's awesome." But he has no interest in getting back on social media. I don't blame him, man. It's like that scene from Billy Madison when he's like, I can't wait to go to high school, and he's like holding his face and he's like, "Don't you ever say that." It's like that, you know. If he said like, "Oh, I want to get back on social media," I'd be like, I would act the same way. Don't you ever say that. Okay, that sounds a little weird. We're gonna do a palm muted note there instead. 2 palm muted notes. There we go. That sounds better. Sounds more natural. Okay, da-da-da-da. And then okay, right here is where we would go sustain note again, and then back to that. And then right here, sustain. I think it just repeats over and over like that. Tell them to use MySpace. Oh man, yeah, MySpace. Old school. You guys doing an old sounding EP or something would be the coolest thing ever. So many people love that sound and what y'all contributed to the band. Yeah, man. I'm not sure if we would do something that sounds similar to Erra, like on purpose. I think it'll kind of sound Erra-ish just because I'll be writing, and that's just my writing style. You know, like melodic and heavy. So if it ends up sounding sort of Erra-ish, then it's not because we're trying to sound like Erra. It's almost just because it's just the way I write. And you know, but we will try to, like, I guess, bring something new to the table as well. And that's pretty much the hardest part about like starting this project, or if we were to start up this project, is like finding a way to kind of stand out other than, you know, just being 3 dudes that used to be in Erra. Maybe some playthrough performances of these songs with you and Garrison. That'd be cool. Getting him over here though is the challenge, dude. You know, because he's a busy guy working his job, and you know, he only has so much time he can come over and track and hang out. So we're all adult guys now with lives and families and stuff. So it's a little harder to just like get up and hang out and do things. But we'll try our best, man. Something like that. So that next note is palm muted. Go up to palm mute. Something like that. I'll 100% come see you guys live. Y'all have my full support. The music you guys created such a huge impact in my life. Thanks, man. Yeah, if we ever did do anything, I'm not sure if we'd do anything live. It would probably be most likely just be an internet project. I know that's kind of sad to hear, but I mean, that's the most we can do, man. Because honestly, like, I've got a lot on my plate as well with what I'm doing, and there's only so much time I can devote to like all these different projects. Like, if I did the Garrison Adam project thing, like, that would put me at 3 projects that I would be in, and that's a lot. On top of me owning my own business and having a wife and 4 kids, and you know, that's just a lot, dude. So I don't know if we're gonna be able to like make something happen live. Probably not. If anything, the most I can do with like a live performance kind of type of thing would be with my band, the Artificials. That's supposed to be sustained notes. Goodness gracious, sounds terrible. Because I don't have my velocity layers in there. Everything's just one velocity, one string. When everything's the same velocity layer, it starts to sound fake and robotic. That's why I gotta change all this stuff. Okay. I think we got it. Okay. Also, I gotta adjust that. See what this sounds like. Pull on mute. That's going to be open string 7. That's going to be the second. Oh, string 6 and then string 5. We'll do 110 for that and then do string 5. Oh, I forgot that there's like these little things in here. Go. The in-between notes. Those things are not in the tab, so I gotta put them in there. Man, this would be so much easier with my macros. Oh my god, I gotta set those up for the next stream, man. I can't be doing this on the next stream because it's very like all this clicking around that I'm doing. I don't have to do that if I had my macros. All right. Let's see. Sustain. Yeah, it sounds really bad right now. have the bass guitar in there either, because yeah, I gotta tab that out as well. Alright, let's work on that next part actually. Be palm mute. I'm also noticing like a lot of this stuff that I played on the record or in the tabs is not how I played it on the record. So that part right here specifically, this, it goes. So I went, but in the tabs it's, and that's not right. That's supposed to be palm muted. Actually, you know what? You know what? I'm wrong. Okay, we're gonna keep it like that. Been playing the rebirth solo, but that down sweep towards the end messes me up. It's what I get for neglecting my practice. The rebirth solo. Oh yeah, dude. Are you talking about where it goes? It's just a simple sweep right there. Because you pretty much just lay down your middle finger on the, and then you hammer on from the 13th to the 17th, 15th, yeah, 17th. I'm pretty sure that's the sweet part you're talking about in Rebirth. Been playing. Yep. Okay, yeah. Da, 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 da. Alright, I'm going to delete that and copy and paste what I did just now. That way we can keep it cohesive. What that note is. Ah, okay. Do a palm mute right there and sustain. That's my favorite part. These riffs are so far, got me headbanging over here. Thanks, man. Man, I wish I had more of this tabbed out because it sounds, or I wish I had more of the guitars like kind of more fleshed out tab wise because it would sound so much better and I kind of want to play along with it. I have to imagine that the drums are the harder parts to convert over to Midi now. No, not actually. It was pretty just drag and drop from my tab file. And I use this Midi program called Midi Remap. And it remaps any sort of MIDI to whatever drum kit you're using. So I had like Guitar Pro MIDI, and I converted it over to Modern and Massive, and it worked. I didn't have to adjust anything. So the drums were actually the easiest part. The hardest part about this is the guitars, actually getting the guitars programmed. You know, because just trying to put all the little nuances in there that, you know, are in the original guitar. Oh man, I wish the bass was there. I'd play along to it if I can get the bass in there. Let me figure out where... Okay, yeah, that's where it left off. I screwed up. Hold on. Trying to figure out which part. Goodness gracious, I screwed up again. Alright, here we go. Okay, where do I need to copy paste from? Okay, right here. I'm copy and pasting the guitars over to the bass so that I can have something to play along to. Because right now, I don't have it. Okay, we're just gonna go. Oh my god, I did it again. Oh, this is hard. Alright, right here. That's where I stopped on bass last time. We'll try it again. Third time's the charm. Come on, please. Let me copy paste it. Let me copy paste it, please. Alright, right here. We'll stop right there. Copy. There we go. I'm probably going to have to get rid of a lot of notes for the bass. Alright, paste. Okay, let's see what we got. Probably have to get rid of a lot of it. Oh no, that's not the MIDI bass. Okay. Wait, what did I just copy paste to? I didn't copy paste to the bass, did I? Okay, I did. We can probably keep that for now, but that's not exactly how the bass goes. Okay. I think that is good enough. Good enough to play along to for now. Okay, let's see. Yo, what's up, Kawan? Thank you. Has Adam shown any interest in possibly recording his bass parts with you and Garrison, or has he completely walked away from playing music to focus more on fitness stuff? He's actually down to do the project with me and Garrison. So no, he hasn't stepped away. I think he still plays guitar and plays bass in his free time. And he's showing a lot of interest in doing a project with me and Garrison. So yeah, I think he's very much wanting to do some music stuff. But as far as recording his bass parts, I mean, it's not necessary right now, you know, with what I'm doing here. But I mean, for future stuff, yeah, I would like him to write his own bass parts and track them, you know, because that's something that Adam didn't really get to do on Augment. I think we tracked his bass. Me and Jesse tracked his bass, and on Impulse he tracked bass a little bit here and there, and then there was parts where me and Jesse would track the bass for the songs. But you know, Adam knew how to play the bass parts and everything, and he wrote some parts for certain things here and there. But I'd like him to have more of a hand in the writing and playing of the bass in a new project for sure. Remember how to play this. Let me try again. We're gonna try again, fellas. Yeah. Alright. Let me Let me tune real quick, actually. Okay. Alright, see if I can play through this. I might play through it a couple times so I can get it tight. I was screwing up so much. I lost that toe of an axe. Out of tune. My favorite part in Crimson right there. Thanks, man. I need to, I want to play through it again, dude, because I feel like I sucked so bad on that. Especially during that. That's such a hard part to play. It's like the biggest stretch. Excuse me. I'm forgetting that part right after that. That's what it is. I might try it again. Third time's a charm. I guess. Sending prayers here. Yeah. It was alright. It was alright. I was screwing up a lot. I was hitting like bad notes everywhere. This is probably the most difficult song that I wrote. Like, Rebirth is fine. Frostbite is fine, but this one has a lot of weird stretches in it, like that one part in the beginning I was telling you about. It's like, so playing that live, like I didn't think about that. But there's some parts in this song that are cool and easy to play too. So like the. That part was weird. Anyways, that's going to have to be good enough. I think that's a good stopping point for today for this riff. I will work on this more off stream. And then by the time we come back, we'll have more of it a little bit fleshed out. But hopefully you guys learned some stuff today. I thought trying to learn Hybrid Earth was insane. Nah, dude, Hybrid Earth is nothing compared to some of the stuff. Like playing Jesse songs were easy for me because like I didn't write them. But when it comes to the stuff I wrote, I tried so hard to make it as interesting as possible. So a lot of the parts and the harmonies are like weird stretches and weird chords. So going from like that part right here, so you're going straight from really quickly in the song. And sometimes like long transitions like that are kind of hard to do when you're doing crazy stuff. And also, I haven't played this song in like over 10 years. So, there's that too. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out and watching some of the stream. I will have this up on YouTube, and you can rewatch it or whatever. We will pick back up. I'm not sure if I'm going to stream tomorrow or not. Probably. Most likely we'll stream tomorrow. If not, then we will be back next week, but probably most likely tomorrow. And then we'll pick back up on all this stuff. But I appreciate you guys hanging out. And we'll see you tomorrow.